Hey everyone, D-Dub Squizzy here, and welcome back to Sekiro. So, I don't really know what else to do about FPS. Everything I try to do doesn't work. My stupid capturing footage, like, the game runs for me at 50 to 60 frames per second consistently. And then the moment that I try to capture it, it drops to at most 40, and then fluctuates from there. If there's something to do about that, I don't know what it is. It's bothersome. Alright, well, I'm going to try to not let it get to me. And we're going to continue exploring the castle. Alright, so these doors... Frankly, this one over here isn't all that important right now. It's not really that important later either. It has a minor level. And you can't really do anything with the moat yet, because you can't really swim. I think there's a treasure carp in it somewhere, but it's always difficult to find. And so I'd recommend just kind of leaving the moat alone. One of the bonfires. One of the sculptor's idols for the outer areas is just through this door. And in case you don't recognize it the moment you get here, this is where you fought that leader Shigenori guy right at the start of the game. Alright, so there's some more rats over on this side now. Which is not the best news. We'll cross that bridge a bit later. First, though, I want to kill some of these rats. I kind of came at this from the wrong angle. Normally you want to drop down there, because you see they got a guy up there. They have one down there, and then they have that guy there. Now, see the annoying part of that stupid hat? Got it. They're very inconsistent with the hat. Okay. I don't like those hat guys. And if you catch them at the wrong time, they just don't let you break their shield. Well, problem solved. Got a little bit of extra money out of it, and there's some dead rats. So I say worth it. Oh, that didn't work. This area has more relevance way later in the game, but right now it's just a little bit of minor loot and some dead rats. Oh right, something I actually forgot to do that I'm going to need to. It's easy to overlook, but I'm going to go grab the Ashina esoteric texts by going back to Ishin. Those three rats that talked about Black Hat Badger through these gates and just up a little ways. If you kill those three, he gives you the text that you want.
Yeah.
One.
Alright, so that's another skill tree unlocked. There's only one more minor skill tree that I don't have, which is the Senpou Battle Monks skill tree. And then there's the big one for getting any major upgrade, like any skill tree completed. It's really just getting the last skill, which requires most of it to be completed. Getting one of these. Okay. So back to Ashina. Right, the Beldine's temple. I was confused for a second. I said to myself, I never got there. That shouldn't be happening. Okay, so I can head over there, but actually I shouldn't do that yet. There's something important down here. Now this area is entirely optional, but it has really 2 mini-bosses and a prosthetic in it, which is important. Now, there's a lot of ways to go about this. This is one of the places where I think the sneaky route is the most fun route. These first guys are not going to be able to perfectly sneak, take out defensive. Kill him. They have a couple dogs. Alright. So, before attacking anything on the other side, you should know they have like 4 gun soldiers, a whole bunch of samurai, 2 taros, and an alarm. There's the alarm. Kill this guy first, every time. Now there's the gatehouse with Gyobu's broken horn. We can grab that in just a little bit. Alright, so you want to kill that guy, you want to kill this guy. You can get them relatively out of the way. And this is where things got really tricky the first time I played. I got them well enough. It was every time I tried to make any other moves, someone would notice me. And it took me a while to figure out why. It's this guy. One more gun right there. You can technically stealth your way through both of these guys. You can catch them when one's back is turned and the other's isn't. But I don't mind killing them. See the posture damage incurred? Alright, and then we have one of the 7 Ashina spears up top. These guys can be a little rough, because they are also very tricky. Mikiri countering them, it's an opportunity that presents itself all the time, but they don't just let you do it. Or at least, not the way most enemies do. You can Mikiri counter them, but you can't follow it up because they immediately step back when you do, which is something most guys don't do. On top of that, they're just tough. Just in general, they're pretty strong. I don't think anything respawns up here. It does not. But you can catch him off guard and take out a health bar by catching him from behind like this. Okay. Hey, man. Odd. Could have sworn I deflected that. Alright, so now we get resurrection power. That. They do have the retaliation, which they do pretty frequently. Having a lot of trouble timing that big parry. Doesn't matter though. Those guys are tricky to fight. And then this is kind of just a fast travel back. Alright, but we want Iobu's horn. That's one of the main reasons we came down here. Easiest way to get it, only way to get it, is just jump right over here. And kill these soldiers. The game just completely like froze in the middle of fighting. I don't like it when it does that. And now we can get in here. There it is. Now that thing's not vital for a lot of stuff. There's only a couple places where it's useful, but it does have its uses. You get one of the weirdest quests in the game by listening to this guy. Or you can use him for Dogun's quest. And if you really feel like it, there's a lone shadow down there. You can drop in and shave a health bar off right now by stealth attacking him. I prefer to just charge in and fight him, because I don't mind fighting these guys. Shadow's taken care of. And now we're in the abandoned dungeon. Now I usually wait to fight that dude. I definitely at least want to have the aerial death blow skill, so I won't do it yet. Because proper application of that skill can result in instantly killing them. Following his quest all the way to the end, which finishes in Mibu Village, like way towards the end of Act 2, gets you some kind of special Jinzo statue, although I'm not even sure what it does because I never paid close attention to it. It can only be used once. So what's the point? Right, I think I'm saving up for this one. Because I like that one. The game gives you a version of Breath of Light, or Breath of Life Vitality and Posture. Like, each one they'll give you a version of just for completing the game, like doing stuff in it.
Yeah, I did. And
So it's the yeah, and I'm glad.
I don't have any more.
It appears as though.
yeah, oh, sculptor, what will you tell me?
That way. Another.
Alright, so we've got the horn now. That Shishiman warrior blocks you from being able to easily traverse the two areas of the dungeon. There's pretty much two paths. One takes you to the Ashina depths, one takes you to Senpou. They're both connected, but that Shishiman warrior is in between them, and those guys are pretty scary. Alright, now the reason I wanted the spear is because just across this gate is one of the most annoying enemies in the game. The Bell Taros are the worst. I hate them abhorrently. Now, I could just stealth him, which I would normally do, but I want to demonstrate something. That. The armor that he's wearing on his gut makes him very difficult to mess with. I hate them so much. They're so hectic. Alright, now just run away, let him posture damage himself. And finish him. If you try to fight one of them, of any kind really, and they have that piece of armor on their chest, you're not going to be able to hurt them unless you hit them in the back until you strip it off with the spear. That's the spear's only use. That's only real use. It does have one special application against a boss. And now we've got another memorial mob.
Not where we away.
This one's just really got a prayer bead. He does have one of the mask fragments, but again, that's not important until way later.
Where you forever?
Little secret place here. I think this one is... No, there's a zombie, right? So, the zombies, they have one attack, and it's a grab attack, that they will very slowly execute. Just be careful around them is the best advice I can give. They're real sketchy. If you just have one, it's usually not a problem, assuming you can catch him before he starts attacking. And they're great for farming pacifying agents. You have to kill them twice to kill them, though. And they're only found in this one area. Whoop. Yeah, this one's getting ready to grab. There. That's their grab. And they just immediately chained it into another one. They're annoying. Now, if you're lucky, you can backstab them once they get back up, but it usually doesn't work. And there's another piece of loot here. This one's just covered in these little crickets. They only take one hit, and they'll just try to jump at you. They don't do a lot of damage, but they can be sort of annoying. And it's hard to lock onto them or notice them when they're up on the walls. Once you grab this, they'll drop. Some of these things are moving and they're not enemies, which is kind of weird.
What? Are you?
That's right.
And he wants a healthy body. The only real... You get some red lumps out of his quest, which I never use, but I think they do have some value. And you get some grave wax, which is really what I think is valuable in it. There we go. Now see, sometimes you can stealth kill him. Now, doing his quest requires you locking yourself out of either Jinzamon's, which is the samurai guy, the big one. Nope, I got grabbed. I was about to dodge out, that stupid cricket interrupted me. Got him. Alright. I despise them. It should just be mostly crickets down here. They're a pretty good source of spirit emblems. And then in here, this is the connector between the two areas. This is mostly just a lore thing. Yeah. When Ashina clan rebelled, a lot of them were killed. And that's why there's so many bodies down here. And then there's the Shishiman warrior from this side. I'm not going to go down to fight him, but I will grab this, which I think is just some balloons, if I remember. Yeah, just soul balloons. Not vital. But that's pretty much everything just for the dungeon part. I'm going to bring us over to Senpou, and we'll get the initial dialogue once you get there over with. But we're not exploring Senpou until later. There's a couple soldiers right up here. Depending on how you do the Surgeon's quest, they will or won't be here forever. But you get some decent loot. Plus, that guy will shoot at you as you're trying to get out of here, and it's going to be annoying, because there's already a guy trying to shoot you right there. There's also some nasty carps in the water that you can't really get until you can dive, so avoid them. And then you find the one elevator in the entire game that takes you to Senpou. This is one of the weirder things in this game. I know, in a game like this, it's funny that I find the elevator to be the weird thing. Alright, and we're in Senpou. So just go talk to this thing, it'll tell you don't go in or you'll die, just walk to the entrance, and then they'll say that they'll pray for your safety, and that's it. Alright, so I think I might do... Yeah. Since the only way that you complete that Samurai's quest is by just playing through the game, and you're kind of forced into it if you don't kill him or anything, I think I might as well just direct him over to the surgeon. The only two things the surgeon needs from you is a healthy subject or red eyes from a carp.
How?
Try the...
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, you...
He doesn't survive this. Alright, so we've dealt with the reservoir, we've gone through the dungeon entrance there. There's still the Sunken Valley Shrine, and there's the Old Grave, which are both sub-areas of the castle. But you sort of have to get up onto the castle before you can reach them. So we're going up. There's a general up there with a small army, not really an army, with 4 guys with guns.
This coming battle will determine the fate of all Ashina. We go now to risk our lives.
Yeah, that'd be shocking. Alright, just us. Keep on expecting him to follow them up faster, but he won't. Now we have 5 skill points and another 4 prayer beads. This you can't get into yet. He's one of the last mini-bosses, though. I think there's only one left, actually, in the entire castle. Unless I'm forgetting something, which I don't think I am. Alright, and then physical attributes. One of the nice things about Sekiro is you can sit down at an idle to do these things without, like, resetting all your enemies. So this guy is a pretty important character.
That's right.
And that gets something.
He says it'll give you some information if you kill the samurai in the area, which is really just these bad guys right down here. And they're just normal enemies. One's a gun, most are sword and spear. He actually swung at me. See, I didn't have to waste some healing, and I got all my health back just by fighting. That's really the reason.
See you, pal.
So that stuff's not very important. What's important is he will now become a vendor back at the dilapidated temple. A vendor that gets some pretty nice stuff, too. Now over here, there's a night jar up there that will try to notice you, and very likely will succeed. He has trouble getting down here. Do not fight this guy, just stab him in the back. He has another annoying shield hat. And that's all the bad guys down here. Now we're going to want to take to the skies. So we have 2 kinds of Nightjar. Ones like him that have shuriken, and ones that have these weird club axe thingies. I don't even know what they're using, but they're weird looking. Those guys are mostly melee focused, like this guy. They look fearsome, they're really not. They shred their own posture. That. Because you could just infa-parry them and they're dead. The shuriken guys have no deflection capabilities. They can only block. But they will throw shuriken that will home in on you no matter what you're doing or where you are, which makes them a bit of a hassle, even if you're in the middle of the air. Like that guy. He's no problem. The one on the other side there is. thought there was a grapple point to get up here, but maybe you just gotta climb. Yeah, see? He has some health the moment you get over here. Just focus him up, kill him fast before the other guy gets involved. Who's a monkey man? Now one of my favorite parts in the entire game, the kite guy. Who basically is a one-shot if you let him actually hit you. He'll light his weapon on fire if you give him some peace, which is sort of annoying. Other than that, he's just another one of them. And there's a bunch of them over here. Of both types. Yeah, and he'll whistle. Just draw them out, most of them will follow you. To an extent. I think I might have actually dropped too far. Oh, loot. Must have missed that. Basically, you don't want to fight them all at once. They have you at multiple angles, and there's too many ranged guys. How did I miss that? I was kind of mad dashing it, wasn't I? Chained it. I've never seen that before. So I don't have any, like, set strategy to defeat things like this. This is another fire weapon. My way of fighting is pretty simple. You lay into them until they stop moving. And I've already said my principle of if you're not swinging, you should be deflecting and vice versa. Alright, there's another flying guy, so just jump up here. Because they both detonate. And, yeah, there you go. The one on the ground just lights himself on fire and jumps at you, and the other one explodes the moment he lands. Alternatively, he can miss and just land on the ground below. So we got ourselves another gourd seed, and I believe that that merchant will give us another gourd seed once we go talk to him. Before I go up into the castle, though, I'm going to drop down here. There's a headless under this water, which is not unsettling in the slightest. That's another locked door. And there's a shinobi hunter over here. Kind of patrols around a bit. Just take him out. Now, before I go down the old grave, this is an eavesdropping that you want to hear. Because they say that they're running out of salt, which is used for purifying bodies. That's what you need for the peddler in the Ashina outskirts. And now he'll have more goods to sell, and it'll move along his quest line. which lets you hijack someone else's quest line to be an employee of his, basically, which is the only friendly Taro that you find in the game. So there's some animals down this way. I think it's mostly just monkeys right now, and not even that many of them. Monkeys are kind of weird. I don't think any of these ones have weapons. They don't really drop anything. There's no real reason to stop here. Jump across. Get this sucker. Yeah, I totally misjumped. I don't even know where I'm going down here. Hold on a second. I've never come down here. I'm gonna get shot. Those are snake eyes that noticed me. I don't feel like fighting them right now. Yeah, right up to the old grave. That just makes it easier to get down here once I have to. And it's so close to the other sculptor's idol, you might as well go grab it. We got another enemy fortification down below. All of this stuff is all held pretty tightly by the bad guys. You get a free dragon's blood droplet right here, which is very valuable, or can be. And then you just want to jump on down and go through the hole in the ceiling. This is where you'll meet Black Hat Badger, the only friendly rat. And he has both the Iron Fortress and the anti-air blow. Anti-air death blow. Iron Fortress is a prosthetic tool. The anti-air death blow is just a helpful... I probably need 100 more. Just a helpful technique.
So long.
That's one of the bigger purchases. The game is grabbing those two. Alright. So, in these towers there are cannoneers. Cannoneers can hit you pretty much anywhere. They hit you pretty hard and they're very annoying to deal with unless you catch them off guard. Trying to go anywhere without killing the one up here will get you noticed by him, and they have an alarm guy pretty nearby. There's another one up there. You're probably not going to be able to get him without being noticed. That there is the sunken, or not sunken valley. It's the underbridge valley where you deal with the snake. This is on the other side of that destroyed bridge. Which actually is relevant information later. Alright, so they have an alarmist who's around here. Right there. How would you know where that came from?
Hey, you didn't see a little scoundrel come running through here, did you? We're after one and I'm barely...
It's so hard to get over there. And that happens. Oh, great. That's why I hate those cannons. I should stop trying to play it safe, just go in and kill everyone. Because I can do that pretty effectively. Alright, we didn't get any dragon rot, and I had just gotten a skill point, and spent most of my money, so I didn't really lose anything, which is good. There we go. Ah, I hate them. Come on, get up. Okay. There's a point where you should just deflect when you press the button. There we go. If it's not clear, I don't like fighting them. We're gonna get bombarded, though. Dumb, I shouldn't have taken damage from that. Alright, they're all dead now. I can go pick up my worthless stuff. Okay, so I did get us one sculptor's idol inside the castle. That's the first one you need to get inside. I'm pretty sure I've run this one long enough. I'm up very early today because I gotta work early today, so I'm trying to not go too long. So I think I'm gonna end this one here pretty soon. So now he knows they need salt, so he'll increase his stock again, which isn't a big deal. It's just that it moves his quest along. And, you know, what the heck. I'll go ahead and try to kill the Shishiman warrior. He's not a super high level, and they're definitely easier to handle than the Headless are. And I have a good number of Divine Confetti and Pacifying Agents. The only reason you want to be careful about it is because Divine Confetti is pretty valuable, difficult to get your hands on early game. That, using it now, will give you a bit of resistance against terror. Alright, so Shishiman warriors are weird. You can kind of like break their attacks. Ow. But if you keep on just swinging at them... Okay, there we go. When they do that attack, you can jump up and instantly take a health bar out. That's why that floating anti-air death blow is valuable. There he is. Yeah, that one can be difficult to avoid. Yeah, so then they'll deflect and vanish on you. Would this thing just kind of run around them, and they won't be able to catch you? That just makes more of those stupid, annoying little orbs. The next attack, he'll deflect, but he can't leave as long as I don't let him do that. Alright, he's gonna summon a big one. Or that. Yeah, big ones are coming at us. He uses the small ones to keep you off guard, and then summons the big ones to come kill you. And there's no way to properly avoid them, if I'm being honest. But if terror builds up, that's it. Fight over. So that's an interesting little item he drops there that lets you sacrifice some health for some spirit emblems, basically. I've never used it, but it is a special weapon. So that's a thing that you can do. I don't think 3 is enough to get anything I want. Although both of these are good. One helps you with deflecting. Actually, I think both help with deflecting. This one, for a few seconds after deflecting, it increases damage to enemy posture from everything. That one makes your deflects do more posture damage. This one means you take less posture damage from swords, and that is the one that recovers more posture whenever you do a death blow, which is also a big deal. None of these are super expensive, so it's worth going for this tree as well, although I should really just save up for that. Alright. So I'm going to head back here. I have one gourd seed, but I'm pretty sure I can buy another from the peddler over here. He's over here now. Yeah, he has another gourd seed. That tells you about the Harada estate where you get the Mist Raven. That is Sabimaru, which is in the basement of the Ashina castle, which we'll get on our own. You don't need the notes for anything, they just give you some clues. It's $2 grand for that thing. We don't really need snap seeds. I don't really need ceramic shards either, but I'll hang on to a couple of them. There we go.
I'm glad. Goodbye.
If you really felt like it, you can get another one early game in Sunken Valley. It's in a little secret area. Although it's by no means necessary at this point. And that umbrella is some people's just favorite part about this game. It can block basically everything. I have never found much use in it, but I know that it has a lot of potential to it. Alright, so I'm going to go back. We'll get his request for a strong, able-bodied individual, which once we get, is the last part of his quest line that we have anything to do with. It still progresses, but just naturally as the story goes on. So he doesn't have anything vital new, just some nice gear.
Oh, is this
It smells like I could make it, which is why
what is it?
looting. I mean, that damn on. It's a gold weapon should fly.
What?
Well, let's see. I'm looking for some.
Yeah, so he wants someone who's strong. But there's only really one person in the game that properly qualifies that will have anything to do with him. And so, we'll get that one later once we explore Senpou. For the time being, I'm just going to take us back to the upper tower. And we'll end the game here. Alright. So, we've cleared out all the sub-areas. Next episode, we'll clear out this castle. And then, I think we might push on into the Sunken Valley a bit. You can't go all the way through it, but you can get past the gun fort. Then you encounter a snake, which technically you can go around, kinda. But I prefer to just get it to appear and then kill it later, which requires going through Senpou. So, I'm gonna end this one here, and next one we'll pick up continuing the castle. As far as the frame rate goes, if it's still not good, I've done what I can. I don't think of anything else that'll help. So, sorry if that's a deal breaker for some people. That's annoying to me too, but I don't have any other solutions for it. Well, that's all for this one. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.